to give you documentations, girl.
Oh my God, that I do. You mean to tell me y'all couldn't hear me that whole time? I do apologize. I gotta start it over. God damn. I was talking some good jazz too. That's for the sake of being bootleg. All right, man. We're gonna take it from the top. I do apologize. That was raggedy of me. Okay, let's do this. Come on, come on.
Risk my life to give you documentations, girl.
Risk my life to give you documentations, girl. I feel sorry for Cassie's husband. He gotta be embarrassed. Everybody knows that his wife is the queen of the freak offs. I thought Adina Howard was nasty. Come to find out, this man's wife is nastier than Megan Thee Stallion, Glorilla, Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, Sexy Red, and every female rapper out there put together. And that's his wife. People know that there was men that urinated in her mouth, and she had multiple diseases. She was ordering escorts off of Backpage. Ill. She had men coming from out of town that she met on Craigslist. Ill. And she had repeated sexual encounters with these men. Ill. And he kissed her. He married her. He's wondering if those kids are his. He don't know if he's the biological father or not. There's a lot of things racing in this man's mind. He's embarrassed to be seen with Cassie. When she left the courthouse, they was not holding hands. When she went in there, they was not holding hands. It's looking like he don't want no parts of her whatsoever. He's disgusted. Like a lot of people out here is disgusted. She gave information to the world that we didn't need to know. We didn't even have a clue what was going on. It was a secret until she exposed all of these things. And I would assume that before this went to trial, and everybody was making goofy blogs, and you had people on the internet talking about Cassie took 10 BBCs for Diddy. I'm pretty sure they was at the dinner table laughing at this news and these allegations when they heard the stories about Cassie and TD Jakes at a freak off and all this nonsense. It was comical when it was comical, but now it ain't funny no more. He's stuck with her. Well, for now, and he is not a happy camper. He hasn't smiled at all since this trial. He wear dark shades. He looked like he ain't been shaving. He ain't been grooming. He's in a messed up situation, y'all. And I'm gonna show y'all how messed up it really is. Ventura talked about the hotel incident and what really happened. Come to find out, she was trying to escape a freak off. And Diddy didn't like that. He dragged her back to get banged. How y'all think that make her husband feel? Everything that she said on this trial. Consider her husband for a second. That's what we're doing on this video. We're considering her husband. Ventura details her injuries with photos in the scar. She going on and on. This now, this is all evidence that Cassie is providing. She got cell phones, text messages, emails. Lawsuit was settled in 2000 for $20,000. 20 million, I'm tripping. On November 16, 2023, Ventura filed a bombshell lawsuit against Combs, alleging he assaulted her and all that. They settled it the next day for 20 million. She said the settlement was for 20 million. Earlier that year, Ventura had written a book about her experience with Combs, sent it to the rapper through a lawyer and told him that he could buy the rights to it for 30 million. Now that's extortion. That's extort. She been extorting him and blackmailing him this whole trial, and she providing the proof. Everything they're getting is from Cassie. Her collect. She been waiting for this day. He said, I wanted to be compensated for the time, the pain, the many, many years of having to fix my life, she said. Damn, she blackmailed his ass. And she talking about she was worried about being blackmailed. She was collecting evidence for years. How do her husband feel knowing that she's that this cold and vindictive? She'll be with you for 10 years straight. Play your game. And when it's time to go in for the kill, she's going to go into the kill. Her husband got to be shitting bricks. He got to be paranoid. Like, how could somebody be this diabolical while pregnant? When that child is born, he going to be reminiscing on the times that Cassie was on the stand pregnant with that baby. The relationship is already shattered. I don't know how I would feel about my baby if my baby mom was on the stand talking about how she was getting banged, peed in the mouth, and then turn around and sue a motherfucker multiple times and then still take the stand. How cold and how vindictive. Hey, we got a lot of stuff we got to get into. I do apologize for the beginning of the video. You know, there's bootlegs things. I'm a black man trying to run a black business. I'm my only employee, my only everything, only secretary, only Reggie's been fired. You know what I'm saying? So y'all got to forgive me for that. I need y'all to leave comments in the comment section. I need y'all to hit that notification button, hit that like. I know I've been here all day. I'm working hard. I'm trying to get a Lambo. Show me some love. You know what I'm saying? But I really do feel for Cassie's husband. He not trying to be around her. He don't like the looks of what's going on. And I don't blame him. He's in love with the biggest slut the United States have ever seen. She got Marilyn Monroe beat. All of them chicks that thought they was hoochies, they looking in the mirror like, I ain't that bad. It's a lot of women out there feeling good about their life, their situation. Like, yeah, I got 4 baby daddies, but at least I ain't Cassie. Oh, yeah, I started having sex in middle school, but I ain't nasty like that. I ain't never did no shit like that, bitch. She got women out here proud. There's men that's proud of their skanky ass girlfriends. Like, yeah, she was a stripper. She slept with some ballers and everything, but you know, she ain't no motherfucking Cassie. I know that much. Yeah, my girl, she get around. You know, people know her around town. She got a little reputation. She went through a phase, but she ain't no Cassie Ventura. I tell you that much. She got people feeling proud about their sluttage because they ain't that nasty. She take the cake, the pie. She take the cookies, the ho-hos, the little Debbie snacks. She take all that shit. She take the fudge rounds, the star crunches. She take the honey buns, the hostess cupcakes, all of it. Ladies, if you ever felt slutty, or if you ever felt like you was in a situation where they skeezed you out, they ran the train, who cares? You are not Cassie. They gonna start preaching that at churches. Like, you've been ran through the ringer, you've been slanged by the dinger, but you are not Cassie. Like, amen to that. And with all that being said, We talking about this man's wife, not his girlfriend, not his fiance, not his baby mama. He certified married honeymoon to a stinking, and I ain't gonna say she stank, but she said she was stank in the court of law. She said she had every disease imaginable, and she took drugs to disassociate from reality so she can keep on freaking and popping that coochie. Damn. They showed the jury the freak off pictures, and they couldn't stand to see what they was looking at. Like, you grotesque bitch. It looked like something out of a horror movie. She that sloppy with it. Oh my God. She the Freddy Krueger of sex. But I ain't gonna keep going in on Cassie. I got some real news I want to share with y'all. Y'all ready? I'm ready. Okay, here we go. What's going on? The hotel attack aftermath scene. Okay, this is what I was interested in seeing. I want to show y'all the aftermath after he beat her, dragged her, and all that stuff. Let's get into it. Y'all ready? Let's go.
Diddy's daughter's not in court, but his 85-year-old mother, Janice, was there. And on this rainy New York day, lurid new details emerging. And the bombshells.
Did she? Hold on, no, go back. Did she almost fall out that van?
Diddy trial day 3. Diddy's daughter's not in court, but his 85-year-old mother, Janice,
Oh
was
shit, she almost fell. I had to catch herself.
there. And on
What the hell was that?
Diddy's daughter.
I need to see what happened there, man, because it seemed like she was all right. She flopping out the damn. She flopped out the van. Hold on, look.
Diddy trial day.
Can y'all
3.
see? Let me make sure y'all can see this. Okay, y'all can see it. Okay, good. Come on, let's go.
Diddy's daughter's not in court, but his 85-year-old.
Y'all see those Chick-fil-A bags? They was in there eating Chick-fil-A before they went to court. They pulled up to the drive-thru. Can I get a number 2? And I want waffle fries, and I want macaroni and cheese, and I want a strawberry milkshake. Like, yeah, that's it for my grandma's. Me, I want number 3, extra bacon on that. You know what I'm saying? And let me get the waffle fries and some of your sweet and sour sauce. What you want, Quincy? I want a number 4, and I want the waffle fries, and matter of fact, I want what grandma had. And one more thing, I want extra napkins and ketchup and Polynesian sauce. My grandma want extra napkins, Polynesian sauce. They was getting it popping with that. That's why she almost fell out the damn truck. She had the itis. They came up in court nice and full. Diddy sniffing. You know he ain't had a decent meal in a long ass time. He's sitting there, he's sniffing. These motherfuckers don't have Chick-fil-A without me. God damn, I know he mad. Like, y'all couldn't bring me a French fry, nothing. Quincy. You ain't got a chicken nugget or nothing. You could slip a nigga, man. They would have been all in. He slipped the object into Diddy's mouth. It looked like it could have been cocaine. Like, man, wasn't no cocaine, motherfucking tater tot. They've been waiting for me to shit all night. Oh my God. Look at this.
Diddy trial day 3. Diddy's daughter's not in court, but his 85-year-old mother, Janice, was there. And on this rainy New York day, lurid new details emerging, and the bombshells keep dropping.
Mm-hmm.
Today, a twist to the tape that broke the case wide open. The surveillance.
Oh, no, we're not seeing that. Because they'll demonetize a nigga for Cassie getting her ass beat. I want to see the part after. Yeah, that's what we want to see. Come on.
But now the prosecution entered new footage into evidence. 15 minutes of tape unedited that shows what happened after the disclosure attack. The hotel security guard is seen here talking to Diddy, still wrapped in the white towel. Cassie follows both men back to the room. Then Cassie leaves, the security guard behind her.
Cassie says that when she finally did leave the hotel, back to her own apartment.
CNN entertainment correspondent Elizabeth Wagmeister, who broke the news about the shocking tape a year ago.
God damn, why they keep showing that, man?
Her friend sees her battered face and her friend calls the cops. They question her, but ultimately she does not say Diddy's name. Why didn't she say his name? Because she essentially didn't want to ruin his life.
And Cassie revealed on her 29th birthday, Diddy actually forced her to participate in a freak off. She also one time overdosed on the drug GHB in the Hamptons. She eventually woke up naked in the shower with a male escort and Diddy freaking out.
Get the hell out of here. All she woke up to was, I like that, Dad. I like it when you do it like that, Daddy. Oh my God, Dad. I couldn't wait for her to fall asleep, Daddy. She ain't got to see what's happening right here. You know, she ain't got to have no clue what I be doing when she not around. You know what I'm saying? And she might be dead, that motherfucker, man. I don't know. Just keep on doing what you're doing, Daddy. She woke up out of a drug-induced coma, and the first thing she saw was Diddy in there sweating with another man. And her husband, the real fool in this case. Everybody in the court need to look back and just start laughing at her husband. Diddy and everybody. Just, the judge and everybody. The joke is on him. He the biggest fool in the damn room. You married the bitch. Congratulations, bro. You hit the jackpot this time. Come on. That's the worst prize you could ever get. He got to be asking himself, why, God? Like, why? I would not be happy with myself if that was my wife. Her ex-boyfriend. That's enough to have a nigga at the bar all night. Like, whelp. When it's time to go home, them stairs probably got fucking mercury all over. He probably don't even want to go in the house. He got to breathe her air. Like, do you smell that? It smells like urine. Did one of the kids, what's going on here? Do you smell that? He's sniffing all around her mouth. Do you smell that? He losing his fucking mind. She in the bathroom taking too long. Cassie, what the fuck's going on here? He knocked the door off the hinges. She's sitting on the toilet like, what's wrong with you? Like, I thought I heard something here. Matter of fact, next time take a shit, leave the fucking door open, bitch. I feel for this man. Yo, I was with some hoochies before and I felt like trash about it. This is delivering my soul, man. It's been times I wake up in the morning like, what the fuck was I doing with that bitch? I wake up in the middle of the night like, I hate you. I hate you. Have you ever been with some sluttage? Man, it take away all your dignity, all your manhood to be with a trifling, to be with a Jezebel. Oh my God, it's torture for a man. But for him, it's like 50 times worse. I promise you, man. Okay, I'm going to shut up about it. Let's get back into this. And make sure y'all hit them like buttons for me. Here we go. Y'all ready? Come on. All right, let's get it together. Is the right shit on the screen? Let me get it on the screen for y'all. Because I know y'all need this. Y'all needs to see this. Okay, let's do it. Let me get it together. I do apologize. All right, y'all ready? Here we go.
Their intense relationship also actually forced her to participate in a freak off. She also one time overdosed on the drug GHB in the Hamptons. She eventually woke up naked in the shower with a male escort and Diddy freaking out. Their intense relationship also took its toll in camp.
Oh, my bad. They wasn't freaking off. They was freaking out. So they like, yo, Cassie, what's going on? Oh, shit, this bitch dead, man. What we going to do, man? Yo, matter of fact, don't call the paramedics, man. Yo, we need to do something about this, man. We ain't have freaking this bitch. She gonna fuck around. Oh, man, that's even worse for her husband. She was high off that shit in the hotel room with Diddy and another man. And fucked around in OD. Is something not wrong? I can't. She fucking OD'd on drugs. Like, can you imagine how she was acting when she was on that shit? Like, you strip right now, boys. Like, pull that thing out. Yeah, you like that? What about you, you nasty motherfucker? Like, it's going down. It's Cassie time, boys. Like, damn, did you come? What was that round mouth? Is she foaming? You came already? I ain't pay you to be 2.2 seconds, man. better take some pills or something. What you mean you just, or that ain't you? What's that wife stuff come around her mouth? Like, oh shit, yo, she compulsing. She OD'd during the freak off and told and told the whole courtroom about it. Her husband sitting in the back like, God damn it. She in the shot, they trying to cool her off. She wake up, Diddy freaking out. Like, are you okay? You okay? The sex worker, he looked like he about to pass out. He's still hard because he took them pills. Like, damn, man. Did they continue to freak after that? Oh my God.
Up naked in the shower with a dose on the drug GHB. She also one time overdosed on the drug GHB in the Hamptons. She eventually woke up naked in the shower with a male escort and Diddy freaking out. Their intense relationship also took its toll in Cannes in 2012. They attended the premiere of Killing Them Softly, but now we know what happened before they hit the carpet.
During her testimony, she explained that she was on a yacht with Diddy and they got in a fight. So Diddy kicked her off of the yacht. She left. She didn't have her stuff with her. She didn't even have her passport with her. When they fly home from Cannes, France, Cassie says they were still in a fight. And then he takes out a device and he shows her videos of the freak offs.
Cassie also told the jury,
Hey, bitch, you think this a game? You want to act all innocent and shit. Acting like, I got you. Look, let me show you something, Cassie. Because you be too high to remember what really be going on. This is what you be doing. You get sober and start acting all brand new. Let me show you. Call me a devil. I'm a devil. Cassie, let me show you a devil. Let me show you something. This is you right here, Cassie. I didn't authorize this. This is you. Like, oh my God, I really did that? Like, yeah, bitch, you did. Like, you crazy, Cass. You need to get some professional help. That's why I kicked you off the boat. He probably was trying to get her to snap out of it.
after they broke up in 2018, he would blackmail her, threatening to expose her sex tapes. Cassie saying on the stand, "It's horrible and disgusting. No one should do that to anyone."
Yeah, you horrible and disgusting because you blackmailing him right now with text messages, videos, audios, you name it. He ain't never put out no tapes. He ain't never put out no text. Ain't never put out no audio. All of the stuff you accusing him of doing, you doing it to him. And the freak offs that you saying that he orchestrated, she admitted that she orchestrated the damn freak off. She said it in court. She set it up. She called the male escort. She was the one on the damn job. Hold on, y'all. Look at this.
Anyone. And the judge began to add special privacy screens inside the courtroom before sexually explicit material was displayed. We now know Cassie provided those images from her phone to prosecutors.
Oh, see that bullshit? She had it and she had this stuff laid out for years. This is blackmail.
Holmes and Cassie Ventura have not made eye contact with each other once. This day in court was actually the first time they have seen each other in more than 6 years. Of course, when they ended things, now we know things could not have ended worse. At one point, there was actually a brief break during the testimony, and she turned her back in the witness box away from Diddy. The cross-examination of Cassie is going to be brutal. That's just the way it is. In these sex crimes cases, the defense's job is quite literally to pick apart their story and poke holes in their story.
Like, Cassie, I gave you $20 million and you still gonna do this to me? So the money wasn't good enough. What's wrong with you? You pregnant? I thought you moved on. Ain't you married? But where your husband at? Like, he's back there. He's waiting for me. Like, I ain't waiting for shit, bitch. It's over. I've seen enough here, Cassie. I'm not going through it. If I gotta go through what that guy's going through, I don't want anything to do with you anymore, Cassie. I thought you were better than that. You told me it wasn't that bad. You told me it was a little something here and there. I didn't know all this stuff. If I would have known this, I would have never fucking married you. And most importantly, I wouldn't have let you have my kids. You know, I would never even took off the condom, Cassie. If I would have known this stuff, you were doing this type of shit with this guy, I wouldn't even introduce you to my parents. Now we're married. What am I going to say to my mom? My dad fucking loves you, man. A little too much. What's going on with you and my dad? What's all this about you guys going out to the cabin together and spending time together? What's going on with you and my dad, Cassie? What's that all about? He's been broke ever since you came around. Can't keep $1 in his pocket. He hasn't bought my mother roses since you came around, but he sure bought you a dozen roses, didn't he? What's going on with you and my dad? Like, I can't pop up the same way I called Diddy pop up. There's nothing going on. I don't trust you. I don't trust you around my kids. You're a freak. You're nasty. There's no telling you. I don't want you changing Sarah diapers either. I don't trust you, Cassie. You have some serious issues. If I would have known that this guy's best in your mouth, do you think I would have kissed you? If you would have told me an inkling what you tell those people on the stand, but you'll do it for money. You'll do it for the money. And speaking of money, Cassie, I've been wearing the same socks since we first met. You see me the other night when I pulled off my pants, all those holes in my underwear. I have fucking holes in my underwear, Cassie. When am I going to get some money? You parade around here, Louis Vuitton this, Louis Vuitton that. Yeah, I'm a country guy. I wear cowboy boots and shit, but get me some new fucking boots. Like, there's nothing wrong with your boots. They're made out of real leather. I checked the tags. Like, I'm fucking out of here, Cassie. You need to get some help. And I'm getting a DNA test for all of my kids to make sure their DNA is not tainted. Like, I'm going to sue your ass. Like, I have a cell phone. I have a VCR on you, bitch. Your father told me what you did in the attic with your cousin. Like, you got me confused with Kanye West. I ain't never did shit with my fucking cousin. It's over for Cassie and her husband, man. There's no way they're going to be able to continue their marriage. Hold on, y'all. It's more. It ain't over. It's more that I got to share with y'all. Can you believe that? There's more. Look at this.
Trafficking trial against Sean Diddy Combs. The star witness in the federal sex trafficking trial against Sean Diddy Combs is back on the stand today. Singer Cassie Ventura, the ex-girlfriend of Mr. Combs, alleged that she was coerced into what Combs called freak-offs, multi-day drug-fueled sexual encounters. She also alleged that Combs used sex tapes as blackmail. Combs has pleaded not guilty to all of the charges. NBC News correspondent Rahema Ellis is outside the courthouse in New York City. Rahema, Cassie Ventura's testimony has been emotional. It's been at times graphic.
And that jive turkey did everything that she said he did. I'm moving on up to the east side as soon as I get my check from the news. Where did they find this woman at, man? You steal her cell phone. The only contact she got is George and Wheezy. Is she serious with this shit? I'm dying to see what she got to say.
Vic, what has the focus been like today?
The focus today is a lot on these freak-offs. And
she smokes cigarettes. Where did they find this lady?
What's happening in the courtroom right now is that the prosecution has presented 7 still photos of the freak-offs. Let me tell you, in terms of some of what's happening, when the attorney for Sean Combs opened his binder that had these photos, we're told that Combs leaned up and got a little bit out of his chair to get a better look at these particular photos. And the jurors seemed in rapture about them, looking very intently at them, taking notes. This is the kind of thing that Cassie didn't want people to see. And she has said it was what Combs had threatened her with. He says, we have a full screen of, she said, it is horrible and disgusting. No one should do that.
How she get the damn pictures that he was threatening her with? Did she get it from his phone? Did she steal evidence? She stole shit from his house. She stole that. What's going on? She doing 007 shit. She get the evidence that he had against her to use against him. How that work? And if it's so incriminating or so bad, why is she presenting it to the court? They got to be scratching their heads here. I'm assuming tomorrow is when they're going to cross-examine Cassie. And this, man, they're going to crisscross her ass. She going to be stuck. The game she playing, man, I don't know.
That to anyone, it could ruin everything I worked for. I wasn't supposed to be on those videos. I didn't want to be in them. And she was so afraid, again, that this was something that Combs was going to reveal.
So she ain't got to work no more. She done made all her money. She's sitting on 20 M's. She don't give a fuck what the public think. Like, I got paid so we can put this information out there now. If she ain't had a financial stability and that stuff came out, it would have been hard for her to ever come up on 20 mil. Like, how am I ever gonna get rich when people know that this stuff? She don't give a, she is foul, beyond foul. For the money, she don't give a fuck about nothing. She married, she don't give a fuck about her husband. She don't give a fuck about her kids. All she care about is the bag. And it make you wonder, why did she go on and have kids and have a husband and all that stuff? She probably did all of that just for this trial, just for that evidence she been holding in her phone. She been waiting for the day to go after him and get all of his damn money. She played this thing like a pro. And since she played it like this, and they waited until she was good, fat, and pregnant to do the trial, her husband is the biggest fool I've ever seen in my life. And he gotta be feeling it. He got a brain. I'm pretty sure he went along with it at first, but money definitely changed people. And he's starting to see her for who she really is. It's different when somebody tell you a story and it ain't nothing legally binding about it. They can paint it in the softest, with the softest brush. But in the court of law and how she laying it out there, he see a demon, and he got to see her for who she really is. She can't be trusted. She's scandalous beyond measures. And she used him as a fucking pawn in her game to get rich. Damn, man. Hold on, y'all. I want y'all to see some things real fast. And it's only going to take a second, I promise. But we got to talk about this type of stuff. This man, ever since this court thing, you haven't seen them together. Usually couples, they go into court holding hands. Not Cassie and her husband. She over there and he over there. These are two separate pictures they put together. He ain't having it and he ain't feeling it. She come out the brownstone, big and pregnant. She getting one truck, he getting another truck. Like, we ain't gonna be able to do this no more. And I don't blame him. The whole thing was a charade to make her look like she cleaned up her image, but to be that foul, ain't no way you gonna clean up your image. They got the wedding photos and all that stuff that they put out there. Her wedding ring tiny as hell. She trying to be humble with this whole thing. Her smile look demonic. You can't even see no light in her eyes. It's just black. Like she got a dark soul. This look like something out of one of them Conjuring movies. It looked like a horror. He done married the damn devil. And now he's just now finding out what he got himself into. A straight up demon. And maybe he foul too. I don't know, but it's definitely not good for her husband. Cassie's husband. Yo, get that shit. What is that? Get that out of here, man. Go fuck on my whole stream with this goofiness. It says Cassie's husband, Alex Fine, shows support after she accuses ex-Sean Diddy Combs of scraping physical abuse. So he shows support when it first came out, but he didn't know the magnitude. He didn't know her willing participation in all of this until now. I'm pretty sure he didn't know that she was setting it up and getting it popping the way she was getting it popping. She laid it out for the court very boldly at that. She found a fool and he was booed up. There's somebody for everybody, man. I know it's people out there. You got exes, and you now that you know your ex, you like, who in their right mind would want to be with that? Like, who would want my leftovers? Like my leftover, like my leftovers is surely trash. Like there's no man in their right mind that would actually want to be with that dirt that I was with. But trust and believe there will be somebody to take on your trash. They waiting. They've been waiting even when y'all was together. They've been waiting in line. Like, when's my turn? And I want to share something with you fellas out there. Something that I learned in life. and I want y'all to really consider this because I'm about to share with y'all something that I personally learned. Let me pull this up real quick. It's only going to take a little second. And I want y'all to really think about this. Relationships are like carousels. You know, you choose, you go for the ride, and every roundabout is a year. And after a while, you might decide, okay. And while you on that roundabout, you checking out the other horses and shit, or whatever. Like maybe I'm better off on the giraffe, or maybe the elephant would be cool, or maybe the lion or the tiger, or whatever the case is. And once it stops, you could either stay on that ride or you can choose to get on another one of them shits. But don't think ain't nobody else gonna hop on that horse or whatever that is that you just got off of, because that's life. People take turns. And sometimes you gotta know when your turn is over, man. Don't feel bad about it. Sometimes you ain't gonna be able to ride on the same thing for the rest of your life. I mean, it'd be nice. Some people do, and that's good for them. But hey, you gotta know when it's time to move on. Keep it moving. One monkey don't stop no show. You gotta keep pushing, man. You had your turn. Now was somebody had a turn before you had a turn. Don't feel bad about it. Diddy had his turn with Cassie for sure, and now it's his turn. But his turn is way worse than Diddy's turn, because when Diddy was with Cassie, nobody really knew what was going on between him and Cassie. Now everybody knows that she's everybody's problem. Cassie is Diddy's problem. Cassie is her husband's problem. Cassie is her kid's problem. Cassie is society's problem. Cassie is a problem in so many ways, man. She's a nuisance, especially after this trial. Hold on. Y'all need to listen to this. Because this is where it gets ugly. This is where it gets stank, and this is where it gets funky.
News tonight. A Diddy shock demand. Hide victim Cassie Ventura's pregnant tummy from the jury? Really? Good evening. I'm Nancy Grace. This is Crime Stories. Thank you for being with us.
Uh-oh.
Cassie Ventura on the stand in a court of law in the criminal trial of Sean Combs, a.k.a. Diddy. And what is that I'm hearing? Oh, yeah. It's a death knell. Joining me from the courthouse is Lauren Conlon in the courtroom throughout the day. Lauren, first of all, let's just start chronologically to Cassie Ventura taking the stand. They did a long lead up to her to put her on the stand. Tell me, how was the jury responding to her testimony?
Cassie did get to the point where she discussed the psychological abuse as well as the physical abuse that she received from Diddy, and the jury was listening intently. And it's also interesting because Sean Combs seems to be pretty stoic throughout this. Now, one thing that also seems to be present throughout her testimony is how much Cassie actually loved him at one point. So I believe that they are going to move on and start really focusing on the abuse. But so far, it's been tough. It's been hard for everybody. And Cassie herself has needed some moments to wipe her nose, take some breaths. She does appear very, very sad and very, very somber. And as you know, very pregnant.
You know, it's really interesting, Lauren Collin, that one of the first things that Sean Combs' $10 million defense team did was demand that she be seated in the witness seat before the jury came in so they could not see her baby belly. What happened?
Yeah, they wanted her to cut that shit out. You know, who trying to do anything towards a mother, a pregnant woman, a mother? You're looking at Mother Nature. People, of course, you're gonna feel the way you see a pregnant woman. That's where we all came from. It's birthing time. She's going through a cycle of life. It's pregnancy is a beautiful thing. It's a holy thing. When you think about a pregnant woman is whole in her holiest moment. Like, look at you. You. Whenever I see a pregnant woman, I'm trying to get out the way. I'm trying to make. If I see a pregnant woman stumbling or any type of distress, I'm concerned. And anybody with a heart or with a brain or with human nature will feel the same way. Pregnancy is godly. And by her up there giving her testimony, regardless of how nasty she is or the nasty things she did, she's in a state of pregnancy. Nobody's gonna try to make her feel no type of way. You don't want her to be stressed or fucking have a miscarriage or nothing like that. And that's why I believe they waited for the perfect time to start this trial. So when she good and pregnant, because imagine she come up in there with a tight little fitting dress on, with her lip gloss popping, looking all beautiful. Talking about, yes, I slept with 10 BBCs at a time and I was ODing on drugs. I was a bad girl. I was living that life with Diddy. I was setting up the male escorts. I had their contacts. I would pay them the money after they freaked me. And once they got done, Diddy would watch and he would pleasure himself. We would look at the tapes together. We picked out the men to come to the house so we could freak them off in the hotel later that night. We did it from state to state, had men in Miami, had men in Los Angeles. We freaked people in New York. He even had me freaking off in Kinkos and Keikos. All across the world, baby. Cassie Ventura, the hottest coochie out there. We paid the men to tame this lion. The freak off was my arena, and all the boys could hear me roar. My milkshake bring all the boys to the yard, and they're like, it's better than yours. But when she say all of that pregnant, it make it sound, it have a different tune to it. Well, when I was younger, and before I started to bore children, Diddy had me doing things that I wouldn't do today. I'm a changed woman. I'm married. I have children. But during my time with Diddy, he turned me into a monster. Oh, Lily, when you're born, your mother will never be the way I used to be. That pregnancy is making her out to be a noble person. It's just like her husband got her looking like a noble person. It's all an act for the her husband got to be feeling the way about this. He has to, because any man would. Like, he can't be happy about being married to Cassie Ventura.
They had been discussing this previously about how pregnant she looked and the fact that maybe the jury could feel sympathy for her. So, yeah, she was brought in first and then the jury was brought in.
You know, earlier this morning, just before they broke for lunch, Cassie Ventura described how freak-offs actually became a job, lasting 36 to 48 hours, the longest one lasting up to 4 days. No wonder the participants needed IV fluids after a freak-off. I'm just curious, to Lauren Collin joining us at the courthouse, how was the jury responding?
What I will say is Cassie made a point to say that when she wasn't making music, she was actually having to, quote, recover from these freak-offs. And again, she did say these freak-offs lasted between 1 and 4 days, and it would take her an equal amount of time to get her body recovered.
Coochie blown out. 24 hours of, damn, a thumping with different dudes. They running shifts on that ass. They pulling shifts. Take it turn like, man, I'm tapped out. Who's next? Next. Like, all right, here we go, man. I at least got half an hour. He looking at his clock like, damn, we freaking this bitch. Another dude come in with a tool belt on. He got off work. He about to do a little overtime on Cassie. She running the shift. Legs open from 9 to 5 for days. Ain't getting no lunch break. She eating a sandwich while them boys working. They drill sergeants. And her husband, man, they work that ass to death. And they gonna send her home to him at the end of the night. That's like hearing how used your shit is. You know what I'm saying? That's like your toilet. It's one thing you move into a house, and some people don't think to switch out the toilet seat. But if you knew how many booties don't plop down on that seat, some of y'all been living somewhere for years, for decades, and they never changed the toilet seat. And your house 300 years old. Count Dracula took a shit in that damn bathroom. People from the civil rights, Dr. King let it splash in your bathroom. You had people in slavery shitting in your damn bathroom, man. And that toilet, if you could see the history of that toilet seat, man, you would get on Amazon and order you a new seat. Like the people that lived there before, the grandmama, the uncle, the cousin, they had a Thanksgiving get together. Everybody ass hit that damn toilet. But when you don't know, who cares, man? But when that shit brought to light, that's when you become disgusted. You know, you could be with somebody and you know they dated. Of course, they had relationships and stuff. But when you get the details of what was going on in the bedroom, that ain't for nobody to know. But once you do know, once you see it, you can't unsee it. And her husband, he got to be going through the motions right now. Hold up. Let me get this together. All right, look.
To rehydrate, to rest, to detox from these drugs. It was really, really sad to listen to.
Joining us, an all-star panel to make sense of what we are learning. Also, Lauren Conlon, we are learning that the defense made an argument to the jury through their cross-examination and in their opening statements that the victims in this case were, quote, strong women that had millions of reasons to stay in the relationship with Sean Combs. In other words, that is a peek into what their cross-examination is going to be of Cassie Ventura, trying to state that she wanted to be in the relationship. She was a willing participant in the relationship, and she got a lot of money from Sean Combs. Mm-hmm. Do you see that going anywhere? Do you recall that was part of their opening statements?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it was part of their opening statements. They made a point to say that these women are all in control of their lives. The other Jane, she is a single mom. They said she makes decisions, you know, for her children and for her family. So she could easily get out of this relationship. But what I do think was interesting, Nancy, is during Cassie's testimony, she said that Sean Combs did pay for a number of her homes, but she paid for a home that she had in Studio City, and she was thrilled that she could finally pay for a home and she wasn't tethered to Sean Combs. She had something of her own. So I thought this was really interesting. You know, it made us realize that she wasn't heavily reliant on him. She did want to separate from him. He was just making it incredibly difficult to do so.
Hey, it's Tony Robbins.
Okay.
I've had the privilege of the last 48 years to be obsessed by a question.
Guys, the argument is going to be made to the jury not to believe Cassie Ventura, now on the stand throughout the afternoon. The jury listening intently to everything she has to say, and to you, Sydney Sumner, joining us, also covering the case from the very beginning, Crime Stories investigative reporter. She made quite the impression when she walked into that courtroom, even though Sean Combs had at one point demanded the jury not be exposed to her pregnant stomach. Describe what she looked like, Sydney.
Nancy, today Cassie's wearing a bodycon, a tight turtleneck brown dress to really show off that baby bump. So the jury is very interested in her. Holmes actually turned around in his seat to watch her as she crossed the room to the witness stand. Cassie is very obviously about to pop. She's 8.5 months pregnant. So that's very clear, especially in her outfit today.
Yo, Puffy in there tripping. He tripping hard, man. I don't know what's the last drug he did before he went to jail, but he's still on a hell of a trip. Will Smith tripping too. He said he went to Colombia somewhere and did that Native American drug or that Peruvian drug or whatever, and he was hallucinating, and it was telling him that he gonna have to let go of all of his fame and all that. He's still on the trip. When some people trip so hard that they be tripping for the rest of their life. I don't know what Diddy smoked or what he took, but that was the big bang. He's still going through it right now. Because when he looked over there and saw Cassie pregnant as fuck, walking up to the stand, he had to be thinking, this diabolical you know what. The orchestration of his destruction so she can have all of his riches. And you know it be like that. When you super famous and you got wealth and everything, the people that come around, they want what you have. They want what you got. They don't. If they was concerned about getting what they got or having what they have, they wouldn't be so concerned about you. When people make it a concern to be all in your mix and be all in your circle, it's because they want what you have. And that's why they're interested in you, because you have something that they want. So the whole time he was with Cassie and he was dealing with her, she clearly wanted his life and his lifestyle. He a freak. She wanted to be a freak. You know what I'm saying? She just wanted to be in his program. It gets to a point to where people will take what you have. Even when they split up, she still had plans to get everything that he had. That's dangerous, man. You got to be careful who you associate with, who you have in your circle, because it's a possibility. And for you people out there that got friends, men and women, your besties and the people, you don't know if they crushing on you or not in a weird way. People be having bromances and don't even fucking know it. They be like, oh, that's just my man. You know, that's my dog, man. Oh, that's like my brother, man. It's my cousin. And you don't know that you got something that motherfucker want. Like, man, I wish I had shoulders. Like, man, if I had shoulders like you, dog, you know, your shoulders, man. You know, oh, that's one thing about you, man. You know, you got them shoulders on you, man. I ain't got them shoulders. You know what I'm saying? Like the way when you put on a suit, the way your shoulders be sitting up, brother, man. If I had them shoulders, dog, it'd be shit. It'd be women too. Like your legs, I ain't got no hips. Oh, if I had your hips, girl, I ain't got none. But if I had your hips, you got something that they want. And they envy you for that, man. And they want to keep you around because having you make them feel like they have what it is that they want. It's weird shit like that out there. But that's Negro here nor there. I'm going to shut up about it. Let's get back into this.
Speaking of the attack on Cassie Ventura, who, as you all know, cracked this case wide open, much of her civil complaint against Sean Combs as a result of the Cassie beatdown video obtained from the Intercontinental Hotel is going to be mirrored in the criminal case. The defense is going to turn that around, turn it on its ear, and claim that Cassie Ventura is only in this because she wants money. But remember, her civil case has already settled. There's no money in this for her at this juncture. That civil case is over, and the defense is arguing something very insidious. Listen.
Garagos also insists the women the government claims Combs exploited were absolutely there willingly. Garagos says the women who will take the stand against Combs were strong, capable, and in love with the man they now call their abuser. Garagos points out that Cassie stayed for 10 years. Garagos says, while everyone may agree that Combs was a bad boyfriend, he did not force women to be with him. Garagos suggests that Combs' abusers have several million reasons to come forward now, all of them money.
A bad boyfriend? I'm so glad they said that in opening statements. I'm so glad that they reduced the state's case down and everything these victims have to say to Sean Combs being a bad boy. Oh, there it is again. The defense actually said this is all about Sean Combs being a bad boyfriend.
Damn, man. The puppet master. They pulling all these strings. They dancing Diddy in front of us. They got Cassie on the strings. And they putting on this whole charade. Is obviously a distraction. So what's really going on out there in the world for real? What's really happening in our reality that they don't want us to be aware of? Because they wouldn't put this much pressure on Cassie's husband's back if it wasn't something diabolical going on. He's only one man. You know, you put the whole world on his shoulders just to put on the show for the public. I feel like her husband is being sacrificed right now. His integrity, his dignity, his manhood, everything. What did he do to deserve this? Consider her husband for a second. I understand people got bills to pay and, you know, propaganda to make, and it could be all governments. Yeah, Cassie got paid and she's still going along with it because it's federal, it's government, man. She's the star witness. It's the United States versus Sean Diddy Combs. That's the way I read it. So he going up against the whole country right now. Cassie is just a pawn in the grander scheme of things. It ain't about no money. It's clearly political. It's things going on that people need to be more concerned about. I understand that part, but damn, what about her hubby? How he gonna have to divorce her ass? She never took his last name. They didn't say we're calling Cassie Fine to the stand. She don't even respect him. She kept her own last name. Like, I'm always going to be Cassie Ventura. That is my name. That goes to show how selfish she is. It's all about her. It's her. She trying to, she doing it for herself, man. If she had a heart towards her husband, she would have declined. Like, no, I don't want to do my husband like that. I will go forward with all. He gave me the 20 mil, but for the sake of my husband and our children and my name, I would like to keep all of this stuff. Y'all gonna have to find another way to persecute him because I ain't going for it. But hey, and in another theory, they probably got so much dirt on Cassie to where she's confessing her sin. She put her shit on the record just to keep her clean. You know what I'm saying? This is her confessions to clear her of all of her crimes. That way she can sleep at night because it's all out there. She ain't got to worry about going to jail or nothing for being a part of his so-called criminal enterprise. Her whole testimony is her putting it all on the table to clear her shit. She probably don't give a damn what they do after that. Like, y'all heard what I had to say. I said it in the court of law. I admitted to everything that I did. Leave me and my family alone. Whatever y'all gonna do with Diddy, that's on you. All I could do is give y'all my testimony. You feel me? But at the end of the day, like I said, yo, I feel for him. I really do. I feel for her husband. Because it ain't gonna be easy. Look, ain't that much love in the world.
Well, a multi-count federal indictment says something very different. Dr. Bethany Marshall joining us, psychoanalyst out of LA, author of Deal Breakers. She's on Peacock now, and you can find her at drbethanymarshall.com. Dr. Bethany, a bad boyfriend, that's certainly putting perfume on the pig.
You know, Nancy, didn't they say in opening that there was domestic violence, but that's not what he was on trial for? And now they reduce it down to him being a bad boyfriend. Of course, she was there for 10 years. On average, it takes a woman 9 attempts at leaving an abuser before she's finally able to get away. And Nancy, in that riveting testimony today, she said Sean Combs controlled every part of her life, not only making her plan the part of the freak offs, he controlled her look, her social life, who she could see, her psychological well-being. She was well trained to always worry about what he thought about her. And she also said he was highly critical. Imagine that she did everything for him and he could do nothing but beat her and criticize her. That's not a bad boyfriend.
This is me about a month into my GLP-1 medication treatment, and this is me 1 year after. One of the most common questions I get about my GLP-1.
That's worse.
When Cassie Ventura came into the courtroom, all eyes on Cassie, including Sean Combs. And joining me as a special guest, it's Brett Brown, Executive Director, SASS, Surviving Assault, Standing Strong. Brett, you heard Dr. Bethany speaking earlier about the fact that some of these women stayed in the relationship when they could have, you know, from an outside looking in, have left. That's what the defense is. This is not a sex trafficking case. There was no sex trafficking. These women were here willingly. You know, all the years, 9 years, I worked as a volunteer at the Battered Women's Center on the hotlines. I understood the theory behind why women stay, but I could never really grasp it. Here, Cassie Ventura.
It's not until you hold somebody accountable for some shit. That's when they get the courage to step away. When accountability is at play, then you have to face yourself and you know, take responsibility for whatever it is that's going on in your situation, you know. But when you can constantly blame another person, you feel obligated to stay in order to get some type of get back or whatever the case. It's all about the get back. You know, when you're not men, we held accountable in society. That's what the whole point of being a man. You got to be held accountable. They'll tell you to man up in a minute. The foulest shit could happen to you. And before you start crying about it, somebody gonna say, man up. So it's easier for a man to leave a situation because you gotta hold yourself accountable for some shit. If these women was held accountable for their actions and the decisions that they made and their participation in what was going on, the sex they was having, the part they played in, or if they was held accountable, if they held themselves accountable, they would have been gone because they would be like, okay, well, I ain't right neither. You know, he ain't right, but I ain't right neither for being with the motherfucker. But in their mind, it's like, he ain't right. They ain't never gonna say I ain't right, or I ain't shit, or I'm just as foul, or I'm more foul. That's holding yourself accountable. I always consider, you know, myself, and I'm wrong in situations, and I could see my flaws. I could see where I'm wrong, or, you know, I could see I got issues, and I don't even, you know, it is what it is. I hold myself accountable, but even in all of this, even though everything is on the table, society not about to hold Cassie accountable. Nancy Grace and all of these shows and stuff, they ain't gonna hold her accountable. And that's the reason why she can do all of this with a straight face, and her husband is stressed the fuck out because people gonna hold him accountable for being with her ass. He can't be like Cassie and just be naive, and he ain't walking around with a big old pregnant belly. Ain't nobody got no sympathy for that man. You're like, you made the decision to be with her, bro. You made the decision to make her your baby moms, her queen and stuff, and she did all this stuff. Now you need to be held accountable as a damn fool. He gonna have to admit it. Like, yeah, I'm a dumbass. So what? I love her. Oh, Mr. Could I save her? I want to be saved. Yeah, Captain Save him. He need a cape, a tight ass baseball cap and everything. You know how these tricks be saving these hoes. I wanna be saved. Make that nigga take care of your kids. Make that nigga buy you a new wig. It's all of that nigga. Come save me. Captain Save a Hoe, come save me. Keep a lookout for Captain Save a Hoe, cause he's saving hoes. That's Cassie's husband in a nutshell, man. Y'all need to see this. Okay, he saved her. I wanna be saved. And he looked like like one of them Superman face type of dudes. Look, that looked just like Cassie's husband. I'm disgusted with this dude. Captain Save a Hoe. Like, unto the rescue. She was a super hoe. And he can't. I want to see a little bit of this real quick. It's only going to take a second, y'all, I promise. Because these scenes from this video describe Cassie's husband in a nutshell. After somebody done dogged her completely out, he drug her through the mud. Hold on, look. Hold on, let me get this set up. No. Y'all need to see this. Look, they got Captain Save a Hoe in the trunk. Look, they got that bitch ass nigga. Like, you out here saving hoe. Get your bitch ass out the trunk, man. They had to get him. He doing too much in them streets, saving all them bitches. He going to the booth. He called one of them hoes. He come out there, they're like, oh yeah. He about to go out there and save somebody, bitch. He taking her shopping. That's a no. He feeding them. He buying them clothes. Oh no, bro. You got the game fucked up. She gonna put on that dress and go freak another man. They trying to figure out, look, all the hoes out there selling. What's that nigga name? Captain Save a Hoe, man. Look how he dancing on the roof, like, yeah. He put his hands on his hips. Like Captain Sabems. Look, she out there struggling real bad. She a single mother. The daddy ain't nowhere to be found. She out here struggling, trying to make it. And here come this old bitch ass nigga. Look, she got 2 kids. Like, hey, bitch, let me take care of you and your kids. You know what I said? Take y'all to dinner, pay your bills, baby. Come on, Captain Save a Hoe. Oh my God. He put the cape over the back of the seat so you could see that he's saving hoes. He picking them up, all them skanks all over the city. They had to he fucking the game up. Like, you out here saving hoes, man. You fucking up the ozone layer. Like, let that bitch be a bitch. They trying to tell him about himself. He ain't trying to hear it. Like, you ain't doing nothing but making it worse for people out here. If she chose to be a skank, then let her be a damn skank. What he done did now? He mad as hell, hating because he a baller. He just mean mugging. He just mad because E40 doing his thing. Oh my God. Even Sugar T telling this man about himself. I'm so glad that this type of hip hop music came out, because a lot of men wouldn't even know what they was doing or how they was behaving if it wasn't for stuff like this. Look, all the dudes trying to holler, she a neighborhood skeezer. Everybody done had that ass. They're like, oh, you acting funny? I was with you last night. I was with you last week. Oh, you don't want to show me no love? She just a piece of booty in the hood. All them dudes done smashed. And here go this nigga. He like, come on, baby. I'ma save you. I love you, baby. They're like, man, you fucking up the game. Oh my God, man, he ain't got no integrity about himself. Mm-mm-mm-mm. But that's Negro here nor there. I'm over it, man. Cassie's husband, he is the modern day. He is the epitome. How long y'all think this gonna last, man? You think they gonna be happily ever after and they gonna raise their family and stuff? Cause they got 3 kids now. How he gonna let it slide? I wouldn't even wanna get it in. How can he get turned on, man? He gonna be having flashbacks of the trial, the stuff she done did, the count her finding men and all. And the past is the past, yeah. But the stains remain. It does. And plus people really don't change like that. You know, who knows what he gonna stumble across in the future? Who she gonna get involved with? Her kids get older. And like, Mom, I want you to meet my boyfriend. Like, oh, look at that. Young man, he reminded me of someone from my past. He gonna be feeling sick. You can't trust her nowhere. Everybody knows what time it is. He take her to a baseball game. Like, oh, Cassie, this beer's for you. It'd be strange, man, trying to carry conversations with her. She a Jezebel. People gonna be jumping out the woodworks all in her face, man, seeing if they can get an easy freak. She might relapse. People know about her drug problems and stuff, and that stuff don't. And after this trial and all of this stuff, it's a possibility that she might relapse. She said she was addicted to opioids and stuff. This trial ain't good for her, but for the money, you know, it is what it is. I just wanted to make this video to let y'all know that we haven't seen her interact with her husband. There's no pictures of them holding hands. That he's not consoling her or anything like that. He's keeping his distance. He showed up to the trial mad. He wearing shades in the courtroom. He can't believe it. He and his feelings about it, and rightfully so. Anybody with a heart or a consciousness would feel the same way. I don't know how long he gonna last before he crack. It's a lot of pressure. The whole world is talking about this and talking about his wife. Can you imagine? You at the, oh God. And like I said earlier, I've been with some used women before. We all have, everybody been used. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no virgins amongst us, especially when you get to a certain age, and that's all right. But everybody's shit ain't out there on ABC, CNN, and all that. It ain't all over the blogs. Pray for him. I'm praying for him. Cause it can't be easy, But that's Negro here, no there. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section. Pretty please make sure y'all hit them likes, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button too. We gonna be back tomorrow. I need to cool it. I did like 50 videos today. But you know what? I feel like if I got the gab, then I might as well give the gab. Because this is hitting home for me. Like it's resonating with me on so many different levels that Cassie is fumbling all over the place in the court. It's just unbelievable to me. I can't stop thinking about it. Can't stop talking about it. We're going to be back tomorrow with more information. All you got to do is stay tuned. I got so much love for y'all, man. And for you ladies out there, all you beautiful women's out there in the comment section. My brothers, y'all already know what it is. I got love for y'all brothers out there too. But for you beautiful queens, y'all dime pieces that be tuning in, watching my videos, man, y'all already know. I risk my motherfucking life.
Risk my life to give you documentations, girl. I risk my life to give you documentations, girl.